Derby County take on Bristol City at Pride Park Stadium this weekend in what is looking to be a very, very interesting game. Bristol City have started the season off quite well and are looking to find their feet in the division and maybe push on for a promotion playoff place this season, whereas Derby County are still looking to solidify their place in the Championship for future campaigns. Now, both teams may do some more work throughout the transfer window over the course of tomorrow. So make sure you stick around to my channel by hitting that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay tuned for everything that happens with Derby County. We've also got Championship previews and reviews that have come out already this week and in previous weeks. So make sure you check those out. But shall we take a proper look into Derby County versus Bristol City and see what's going to happen in the return of Max Bird and Jason Knight? Well, as you know, Derby County are playing at Pride Park Stadium on Saturday. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff, and it's going to be, in my opinion, a very, very interesting one. Obviously, Derby County have brought in a new player in Tawanda Chirewa, who made his debut versus Barrow in the Cup defeat. Obviously, the likes of Eiran, Cashin and Blackett-Taylor look to be back available for the squad, but there is some more injury doubts, which we will get into as we get towards the team predictions. Now, obviously, at this point of the season, I don't really take much notice of where we are in the league. I've got no idea where we are. All I know is we have 3 points, and I don't know where Bristol City are. I don't even know how many points Bristol City have got. But from looking through the division so far this year in the reviews and previews that I've done, Bristol City seem to have found a way to play that suits Liam Manning and suits the players they've got. Obviously, they've brought in over the past couple of seasons the likes of Max Bird, Jason Knight, Hayden Roberts, who are all former Derby County players. Now, I'd like to bring Hayden Roberts back to Derby County. I don't think he's getting major game time at Bristol City, so it would be interesting to see if that is a deal that's potentially on the cards heading into deadline day tomorrow, because I think he could be an excellent addition to Derby County. I think it would then give us that option to play a back three with Cashin, Nelson and Roberts, or Roberts can obviously also play on the left-hand side at left-back. He can also sort of hold a role in midfield in that sort of sitting position. Obviously, I wouldn't put him there by choice. Obviously, it's not his main position, but certainly can be effective there. Now, Derby County obviously have a range of injury doubts heading into this game. Kane Wilson's out with his hamstring injury. He doesn't seem like he's going to be back until after the international break, which is obviously after this game. Jake Rooney's still out for a period of time. It says on here April, but I remember Paul Warne saying something about 4 months, so we'll have to see what happens with that. Cashin it's been said today that he is back available for selection. Blackett-Taylor too, so it will be interesting to see how that goes with those players, see if they get back into the team. Now, if we look at the fixtures so far this season, Bristol City have played 1 less than Derby County. You can see Derby County have lost 2, won 2 and drew 1 with Barrow, which ended up being a penalty defeat, which was a bit disappointing for Derby County. I don't feel like we performed to the standard that we needed to do, and I think Paul Warne felt the same. Obviously, you can all let me know your thoughts on that performance down in the comments, but in my opinion, it was very, very disappointing and very, very difficult coming away from that game and trying to find any positives from it, really. Now, you look at Bristol City, 2 draws, 1 loss and a 4-3 win, so that would put them on 5 points in the division. Derby County currently 3, sorry. So it's one of those for me where I think Bristol City have quality in their side with the likes of Max Bird and Jason Knight. You look at some of the money they've spent with Sinclair Armstrong and Scotty Twine, and obviously they're a decent side and they're an established Championship side. They've got a bunch of money that they can spend, and they've been through some hard times over recent years, not necessarily the same as the likes of Derby or Reading or Wigan or Bolton or Pompey, but they've had their dark years where they've essentially had to not spend any money, otherwise they'd breach FFP. So it's certainly been an interesting one to sort of look into, this one, because I do feel as if both Derby County and Bristol City have teams capable of winning this game. I think with Bristol City, you're looking more like a team who are going to play through you, are going to create opportunities from open play, whereas with Derby County, you're looking more likely to see a lot of crossing opportunities, a lot of rugged defending, a lot of counter-attacking opportunities, and we don't create much from open play, but from set pieces we certainly are a fairly decent side. Now, I was listening to Paul Warne's pre-match interview with Dom Dietrich, and Dom Dietrich put out a stat that we go forward the third most in the division. Now, where is that stat? It's a good stat to have. It shows that we're trying to play up the pitch, but what is really important is looking at those, being able to keep the ball in the final third, touches in the box, things like that. And I feel like, I'm not entirely sure where Derby sit on those tables. It could be higher than I expect, but I feel like we lack being able to keep possession in those areas further up the pitch, especially in the game versus Watford and Middlesbrough, and even the Blackburn game, to be fair, where I thought the Blackburn game was more of a 50-50 game than the other two, definitely. So it's going to be interesting to see how Paul Warne addresses that heading into this one. Obviously, with the signing of Tawanda Chirewa, is he going to make his debut in the league and at home? Obviously, Jerry Yates is now back available. So there's certainly an opportunity for Paul Warne to mix it up a little bit. And then obviously, in a minute, we're going to get into the team prediction where we can really talk about some of the injury doubts and how they could be impactful heading into this game, how it could really sort of change the approach that Paul Warne has got to have heading into this one. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to stay tuned for all of my latest Derby County and EFL Championship and League One content. While you're down there hitting that subscribe button, make sure you let me know your score and team predictions heading into this game versus Bristol City. Also check out my videos I've done earlier today on Jake Young and Will Keane, who are two players who are supposedly of interest to Derby County. Make sure you check those out. Let me know your thoughts on what's going to happen on deadline day. Let me know your score predictions, but let's get back to it. So here we have the team I have selected, and you'll see down in the left-hand corner of the team sheet that we've got some major doubts heading into this one. Ben Osborn, Paul Warne doesn't quite think he's going to be ready heading into this one. Liam Thompson and Kenzo Gouldmijn are both struggling with some calf issues, which they picked up during the Barrow game. It's going to be intriguing to see what happens with that one. And obviously, they both could be... They both could train today, train tomorrow and be fine and play. But it's going to be interesting to see how it progresses with those two, because it really opens the door for some opportunities heading into this game versus Bristol City. And you'll see on the team sheet some new names with Tawanda Chirewa in that 10 role. Obviously, Jerry Yates finally able to make his league home debut for Derby County. Now, if we go through this team from back to front, I've gone with Zetterstrom in goal, a back four of Nyambi on the right, Nelson and Cashin as the two centre-halves, Callum Elder at left-back, a midfield three of Adams and Ozo sitting in sort of a double pivot, with Tawanda Chirewa as the number 10. We've got on the left, Mendez-Laing, on the right, Caden Jackson, and through the middle, Jerry Yates. Now, if we go through from back to front, obviously, Cashin coming in for Sonny Bradley. I think that's an obvious decision, really. Now, yes, Bradley's been fairly decent when he's played. I just think Cashin offers a little bit more. I think he's a bit more of a present-day footballer, and I think he's got that ability on the ball. The big question is, can he keep himself fit? Can he... showed the levels that he showed last year, and I think that will come back to fruition. Now, obviously, we've got Nyambi and Elder as the two fullbacks. I think Nyambi offers that little bit of extra support in the back. I think it gives Elder the opportunity to push forward, which gives Mendez-Laing that opportunity to come inside a little bit more and be a bit more impactful in those areas, although I don't necessarily think they're his strengths. Me personally, I'd prefer to swap the wings of Jackson and Mendez-Laing, have Mendez-Laing on the right, Jackson on the left, but we'll have to see how that goes. Now, the midfield three, I think Adams and Ozo both offer something a little bit different. I think Adams offers that defensive solidity, but not quite the technical ability, whereas I think Ozo offers the technical ability, but sometimes is a little bit sloppy when he's in possession. But he can also make a tackle and read the play quite well. Now, obviously, I've gone with Tawanda Chirewa in that number 10 role, and personally, if Kenzo's fit, I'd rather play Kenzo and Thompson, or Kenzo and Osborn with David Ozo, than having Adams and Chirewa in there. Now, obviously, that's completely personal preference for a lot of people, but I just think that it's going to be interesting to see how he progresses in this one. Obviously, there may be a small chance that Derby could potentially go 4-4-2 with this one, and start Collins and Yates together, or maybe Brown and Yates, or Washington and Yates. So it's one of those which is going to be really interesting. Now, obviously, with this team, we are missing some big names in Ben Osborn and Kenzo Gouldmijn, which is going to play a massive part in how we play. Now, I do think it's going to be a rugged defensive display. I don't particularly think we're going to sort of go out of our way to try and attack Bristol City. It's going to be interesting to see how we play and how the midfield three is going to shape up, because missing the likes of Kenzo, Thompson and Osborn is disappointing, and it's a massive problem. Now, we don't know which players could come in tomorrow on deadline day, so obviously, if anything's happened by the time you watch this video, there'll be videos coming out about it tomorrow, over the course of Friday as well. We've got a couple of videos already lined up about a couple of strikers that we've been linked to, so make sure you do stay tuned and hit the subscribe button for that one. Me personally, I can't see much coming out of this game. I think it could potentially be a bore draw, but it's one of those for me where Derby County just need to come away with something. I think with the home games, I think that's what we've got to do. I think if we aim for 35-ish points at home, I think we could be in a really, really good position. Obviously, we've already got 3 of those, so 32 left to go. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know your team predictions and your score predictions. So we have looked into Bristol City and Derby County there. Obviously, Bristol City, a well-established Championship side. Derby County still trying to find their way. There's obviously a lot that could happen in the build-up to this game. Obviously, with transfer deadline day being tomorrow, there's a lot that we could learn and a lot that could happen. Obviously, Paul Warne says he's got 3 main targets which he wants to get through the door, but there's no guarantees they come in. And he's also said that he's still also looking at the free agent market to see what players are available there. Be interesting to see what he does do with that, and interesting to see what players do come in and out. And if you do want to stay tuned with all of that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, because we'll be staying tuned with everything up until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.